I don't know how to begin this video really. Um, I'm gonna call it like why I'm very depressed, I think. But anyways, I think I'm making this video tomorrow, or if I decide to do it today. Because there's a lot I kind of want to talk about. So you all know I have a depression anxiety disorder, and I got told by my dad, who after talking with the therapist, most of my family members do know, like my brother, not my little brother, he doesn't know about it because obviously I don't want him to know about it. My mom, my dad know about it. Because I'm in Mexico, most of my cousins, my uncles, aunts, I try to make sure that I don't show too much signs of it because obviously, you know, like ever since I came to Mexico, I try not to, be depressed a lot, but sometimes it doesn't work, because I am, whenever I watch like the Rick versus P fight in Walking Dead season 5, I try to make sure that you know, some of my cousins don't want to watch, because it's just not. I don't think they should really be able to like say that there are dads like that, like be. But I want to talk about why I feel like every time I feel like I constantly keep falling into a prostitute lower states of depression. Not to the point I want to be suicidal, nothing like that. So there's no need to worry about it. But it's like, kind of want to talk about why I keep falling into it. So I think for the category, I'm gonna also put some timestamps in the description. And this one we're gonna be talking about high school. I think high school is the best place for me to start. Now I want to quickly address that this kind of began pretty early on in like the first semester. More specifically, health class. It's just health class that kind of began it all, and I was, you know, like I think yeah, because I was obviously wanting to learn more about like mental health, like delusions and phobia, because prior to that, um, back in like June of 2021, I kind of had some very difficult times sleeping at times. Sometimes I kept thinking of, am I like forgotten like the 25th century, from like Gilbert Dawn, because of something Gilbert Dawn said, Captain Boomerang, saying that, oh, by the 25th century you're like forgotten, and I also kept thinking about the 64th century, and I kept worrying about maybe is other people gonna be forgotten. Yeah, and because of that, I kind of wanted to learn more about it, and this was that issue I don't have anymore. Yeah, but little did I know, learning about mental health was a lot more disturbing than I probably expected. Because I learned about like, people who had thoughts of like suicide, and now knowing that it happens quite a lot. It doesn't happen like every once in a while. Like a war. It doesn't happen like all the time. It happens like every once in a while, maybe in a few years. But overall, I always thought it was something like that. But truth be told, I was completely wrong. But obviously, could I really blame the school? No, obviously I couldn't, because, I need to learn about that kind of stuff. I really couldn't blame anyone, because it's an issue a lot of people face, and it's like, yep. Obviously, I think I already explained parts of it when it comes to like the history kind of stuff, with 9/11 and Vietnam War. That obviously I know. I think I said that in one of my previous videos, how it almost made me feel like probably lower states of depression. And also knowing that I think another thing I learned about was how abuse, alcohol, and drugs affect people a lot. I always thought that they were really bad for some people, and I even knew they did exist, but I never knew it was to like a huge extension. Like, it happens quite a lot, you know. It happens quite a lot, and because of that, I feel like I started believing that when people start saying, "Oh, life is happiness," yeah, I'm very happy. I just feel like I'm like, why exactly? Because look at me. Do you think I'm very happy? I'm not that happy. And then of course the Russia-Ukraine war that I can't talk about a lot. Not a lot on my channel, but something that does affect me a lot. And I do actually look at what's been going on between the two a lot. And some of the stuff that happened that's going on between the two is so disturbing. You can't even go without being at least disturbed for at least a couple of minutes, because I'm very disturbed. I won't talk about why, but yeah, it's very disturbing. So this next category I want to talk about is my Marvel vs. DC show. My Marvel vs. DC show that I'm still working on. I keep every time I keep talking about the show, I think I get more and more depressed, because of the fact that it's very hard to talk about. It's very difficult. Because if you've seen the season 3 trailers, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. The season 3 trailers are so hard to watch, it's kind of disturbing. And but I think the one thing I'm always worried about, and kind of like constantly makes me a little anxious, is that I always said that a show like this would definitely reach controversy, to the point that I always assumed that Joe Biden or whoever, or prime ministers or presidents, or just overall leaders of countries would are going to discuss about the show. Now, yes, obviously there are some TV shows that do talk about politics, like my show. They don't get controversy, but mine's a little bit different, or actually extremely different. And I think my show is one of the reasons I've been very depressed a lot. Is a show, well, I know a lot of you guys are very excited about the show, but I'm just not, because especially season 3. Season 3 is the one I'm more kind of worried about a lot, because like I said in my 10 reasons why you should be excited for my Marvel vs. DC show, there are historical episodes in the show, and I even And what I have is that there's gonna be 150 episodes just for season 3. Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm being dead serious. 150 episodes just for a season. It's the longest season. I mean, season 1 and 7 are 5 episodes at best, or like 5 episodes. Season 2 is 45 episodes. Season 4, I haven't, it's like about 80 episodes, 60 or 80 episodes. I've still not considered season 5 or season 6 yet. Yeah, 150 episodes. Yeah. And well, yeah, I know a lot of people might think that, man, 150 episodes, that's way too much for a season. Yeah, you definitely should extend more more seasons. Nah, I think 7 seasons is good. I think, yeah, but I think because the show, most of the seasons are going to be released on Saturdays and Sundays, at least when it airs, on YouTube. You know, because of that, I think, yeah, so you get 2 episodes in a week. Season 3 would be uploaded like maybe a week, like in a weekend, like a lot of days, because it's that long. And this is so hard to talk about. So yeah, that's kind of my Marvel's Adisha show out of the way. I also want to talk about something that I've had for years, and that is I always pick on scabs on my skin a lot. I always assumed that when I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety disorder, I was like, okay, but what about but then I was like, whenever I pick on my skin, which by the way, I think I started picking on my skin, I don't know, but it was a really, really long time ago. For me, it's arguably even worse than my depression because, this is something I can't never stop picking on it. And even when my mom, my brother, and my dad kind of told me, hey, my dad kind of tried to tell me, kind of something similar. But my mom, my brother, sometimes even then, even knowing I could get an infection is what scares me a lot. But sometimes it doesn't work, constantly telling me, hey, they could like chop off my arm because of it, or my leg. And I'm like, it doesn't matter, why I don't want that to happen. I'm very scared of that happening. It's never going to stop, Sometimes when I get a mosquito bite, I pick on it until it's red. Sometimes it has like a bit of green on it, and it's so hard for me to remove it. And sometimes it can be really, really bad, and because of that, I had to also worry about that a lot. I'm not sure if it's self-harming, because I know self-harming is something where you would like cut your wrists, but I'm not sure if picking your scab is self-harming. If it is, let me know in the comments down below. I think my next one is probably the most one. I'm very worried about my friends a lot. You always have that one friend of yours who you're kind of worried about a lot, and you always have a feeling like I don't know how to say this a lot, but you always know how sometimes you have a feeling that like some of your friends are at their lowest state. They're not happy a lot. You always feel like something is going on. And it could be just a number of things, it could be abuse or suicidal thoughts. I'm always worried about friends of mine who I feel are, what I just said, being, like, you know what I mean, essentially. And because of that, I'm like, I can't, like, ever stop thinking about it at times to a point where it makes me wonder, nerve, nerve, because sometimes makes me so like depressed, because these are friends of mine, people I care about, and sometimes I always have the feeling that something's going on, and sometimes I just may be too paranoid. You know, I always think, maybe I'm just far too paranoid of people nowadays, but sometimes there's always that one feeling. Yeah. So that's all about it for now. Let me know. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. Also, make sure if I sound a little too low. If I sound way too low, and some people tell me, don't worry, I will re-record this video. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.